How's it going, guys? Back with you for another update. I got the gate on and seems to be working fairly well. A lot better than what the 44 down there was doing. Yeah, I mean, the gate is really, it's responsive right there and seems to be functioning well. I'd say for that gate, I mean, I know it's a China gate, but seems to be a lot of people using them, and obviously that's why I used the 44 down there for quite a while. And so I just stuck with the VS Racing. They're cheap, and they'll probably outlast, I don't know, 115 bucks. I mean, you can't beat it in comparison to 3 times that amount for another name brand. So it's hard to beat. One of the things that I did have a gripe about that, I mean, I just dealt with it, is the way that diaphragm sits in there. It's either the diaphragm isn't molded correctly, because it just seemed like when I opened that thing up to take a spring out and put it back together, it just seemed like I was going to smash the diaphragm trying to get it placed. It has a ring, kind of a lip that it's supposed to set into. But anyways, I just went as easy as I could with it and put it back together, and seems to be working. Originally I had planned to run my wastegate exhaust straight into my downpipe, and that didn't turn out so well. So clearly I just said to hell with it and just opened the fender back up. I mean, it looks kind of cool that way anyways. I need to get something to go around there, because it's sorry, had a phone call incoming. Go figure. Anytime you get on the phone, that's when something happens. Clearly you can see my fender here. You can tell how much care and effort I put into my builds. What are we talking there, like a $50 fender? So it doesn't really matter to me. I just try to make it look kind of clean, good enough, and make it work. Yeah, so if you're ever planning on running your wastegate, because that's a solid point and that's a solid point, you trying to tie these two together, what I ran into, I had it all mocked up right where I wanted it to be at, tack welded it in place just like you see here, and you better be using some kind of metal that doesn't shrink. So I swear to God, that pipe shrunk lengthways, not I had never seen pipe shrink, but it was a perfect 1/16 inch gap when I went to put it back on, and that wasn't gonna work. I mean, that thing's gonna get hot, cold. So definitely made an issue. So I had to patch my downpipe, rewrap it, and pretty much redo everything. Do it twice, but it's all right. I thought about doing it this way in the beginning, and I don't know why I chose to put it in the downpipe, but whatever. Anyway, so gate's on there. I believe what I'm going to do with the I guess before I get to that, I'm pretty certain that this gate is going to be plenty for this setup. I mean, it seems to be working right now. I'm able to control it with the solenoid. If I turn it off, I'm making about 7 pounds. There's a 7-pound spring in there, or that's what they claim they are. It's whatever, wherever it lands at. So it's around that number. I believe that one's going to be sufficient for it. So the 44 millimeter gate, I'm just going to leave my manifold the way it is. I don't see a reason to take that off, chop that off, and whatever. If I ever need another gate, I can just, obviously I got a spot for it. So in order to keep from using that one and messing up any kind of boost creep or any kind of issues like that, I got all the springs that came with it on the inside the 44, and there's no reference lines on it right now, but I do have the top port right there. So I can just run a pressure source to the top of that gate, and that way it'll make sure that that gate always stays shut, and just make sure that this gate here, you know, wherever my boost is at, I'm thinking 25 pounds is probably plenty for this setup. I'm already making pretty good power right now, and the potential of this setup versus going against the trans and the rear end, the drive shaft, all that crap, I'm pretty certain it'll overpower all that. So 25 pounds where I'm going to leave it at, and as long as that gate there is opening, which it should. I mean, I've got 15, I think there's like 15 or 16 pounds worth of spring in there, and then obviously if I have a pressure source on top of those springs, it should never open. So wastegate's on, it's functioning. Happy with that. I can use my controller again, make adjustments there, and hopefully, I believe Wednesday or Thursday, Tuner said we can go back to the dyno. I'll get the 85% ethanol, and I'm pretty certain my miss with the coils, that's gone. I didn't notice anything at, 7 pounds. 7 pounds of boost on the street at 5 grand, 6 grand, it didn't cut out any. So I think my two issues are taken care of, and we can resume the dyno and the power quest. I'm pretty certain, man, I don't know, it seems like I felt like it was probably going to get to a point, you get that close to 1,000 horse, it's like you want to hit it, because I mean, it's just like right there. 860 horse. Torque converter is slipping. I've set up my scanner to go out and log that. Let's see how much it is. I'm thinking it's quite a bit, actually. So 10%, 15%, that's a lot of slip. If it was making 860 horse, slipping that much, and I haven't even been able to run it up to 6,500 RPM successfully with a little bit more boost and get the timing fixed, I'm pretty certain that should be able to hit 1,000 horse. If we're not able to do that, and it seems like I'm, stressing the engine, just trying to hit a number, then I'll probably just cut it short, because given the torque converter is slipping, we're already there. It's totally capable of doing that. So I'll just go ahead and tell myself right now to not get overzealous on the whole situation, and just let things land where they land. Yep, I don't know, let's see here. Oh, I also wanted to mention these fans, dual electric fans. Man, you guys, if your guys running still a mechanical fan, I'll tell you what, these, it doesn't have to be this brand. This was from PCM out of North Carolina, set up, had the triple relay, and you can program them with the computer, at least with mine. And I'll tell you what, this thing never got hot. I think he made like 34 pulls inside a building, 150 degrees all day long, never got hot, and that's pretty impressive. Now, old setup, even with the lower temp thermostat, it would get warm. Things might be different going down the track, but we're talking for 10 seconds, and it cools down. With the computer, with this setup, you can tune it to, when you shut the truck off, you can tune it for how long you want the fans to run afterwards. Pretty big difference. So I mean, you're probably picking up power because it's not a mechanical fan, and also it's doing a hell of a better job keeping the coolant cooler. So that'd be one thing to consider if you're ever doing this. And plus it just looks cleaner. You ain't got a shroud in the way, and you ain't got a shroud blocking air coming up in here. So big plus, something to consider. Anyways guys, so I'll try to keep up with some videos. I'm kind of at a dead spot right now, and see what I can come up with. I'll get up to the dyno. I'll do some more videos of that, and I'll post them. And anyways, yep. All right guys, I appreciate y'all subscribing, watching the videos. Hit the like button or dislike, doesn't matter, just show me you're alive. Anyways, we'll talk to you later.